व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। भगवद्गीता अध्याय 18 श्लोक 6 एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम्। एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि, according to some other interpretation, etani refers to certain karmas other than the yajna, dana and tapaha, which are mentioned in shloka 5. Bhashyakara is refuting that interpretation. Etanyapi does not refer to any other type of karma. Etanyapi refers to the yajna, dana and tapaha, which are mentioned in shloka 5 only. So why etanyapi does not refer to any other karma? Bhashyakara gave one reason. Any discussion, any presentation follows a pattern. Pratijna, hetu and upasamhara. Upasamhara is also called nigamana. Pratijna, hetu, nigamana. Pratijna means an opening statement. You are just stating a fact. And then the second step, you justify the statement with the hetu, with the reason. And the third step is conclusion. In conclusion, you are saying what you have already told in Pratijna. So it is like, today it may rain. I make a statement, today it may rain. This is a Pratijna. I want to present this statement. I want to establish this statement. So first I make a statement, today it will rain. And then I have to justify the statement with the hetu. Why do I think so? Then I say, see, there are clouds. Clouds are visible. This is hetu. And then I make a nigamana, an upasamhara. Therefore, it will rain today. It is upasamhara, nigamana. So, in upasamhara, I am not putting forward a new fact. I am just concluding what I have already told earlier. In the same manner, even these three shlokas, that is shloka 5, shloka 6, shloka 4, shloka 5, and shloka 6, they are in the form of pratijna, hetu, and upasamhara. Shloka 4 is pratijna, shloka 5 is hetu, and shloka 6 is upasamhara. Therefore, in shloka 6, since it is upasamhara, Krishna is not presenting any new fact. He is just restating as a conclusion what he has already stated in shloka 4 and 5. Therefore, etani api, the word etani cannot refer to any new type of karma. This is one reason that we have already seen. Now he gives another reason also why etani api cannot refer to a new type of karma. See the bhashya. Etani api iti prakrita सन्निकृष्टार्थोपपत्तेः सन्निकृष्ट अर्थोपपत्तेः एतानि एतानि is a sarvanama. Etad shabda, etad is a sarvanama. Etad shabda is used to refer to something that is very close. Etat and idam, these two sarvanamas are used to refer to something that is close by. Therefore, the word etat here has to refer to something which is immediately preceding what is mentioned just before. What is mentioned just before? Yajnadana tapah karma. Even because of that reason, etani cannot refer to some other type of karma which is not mentioned immediately before. Etani api iti, the reference etani, prakrita sannikrishtarthopapattehe, it is referring to prakrita, what is under discussion, and what is sannikrishta, what is very closely stated, what is immediately stated, what is stated in the proximity. Upapattehe, this meaning is justifiable, this meaning is appropriate. Even because of that, etani should refer to yajnadana tapah karma. Let us continue the bhashya. Sasangasya phalarthinah bandhahetavah etani api karmani mumukshoh kartavyani iti api shabdasya arthah natu अन्यानि कर्माणि अपेक्ष्य एतान्यपि इति उच्यते. एतानि अपि. See, if etani refers to yajnadana tapah karma, then what is the significance of api? This also. Api means also. So then when the Siddhanti has said etani refers to yajnadana tapaha etc., which is told earlier, then the Purva Pakshi may argue, in that case, what is the need of api? If you take etani as referring to some other karma, then the word api can be justified. In addition to yajnadana tapaha, even these karmas also should be performed. The api shabda gets justified. But according to Siddhanti, the api shabda, the etani does not refer to another type of karma. It refers to yajnadana tapaha itself. In that case, how can the Siddhanti justify the api shabda? What is the significance of api also? Then Bhashyakara is explaining, Siddhanti is explaining the purport of api shabda, the significance of api. The significance of api is not to say that etani is another type of karma. Instead, etani api implies even these karmas, yajna, dana, tapaha, etc., which are otherwise binding in nature, even though they are binding in nature otherwise. Here we should remember a point, yajna, dana, tapaha, etc., the same karma, when it is done with an end in view, a result in view, they are binding in nature. They will cause bondage. Since they cause bondage, a mumukshu will naturally think, then I should not do this karma. Then Bhagavan says, even though they are causing bondage otherwise, a mumukshu should perform them without aspiring for the result, without the result in mind. Then they will not be binding in nature. That is the idea conveyed by api shabda. Bhashyakara is explaining sasangasya phalarthinah. Let us read. Sasangasya phalarthinah bandhahetavah etani api karmani mumukshoh kartavyani iti api shabdasya arthah. न तु अन्यानि कर्माणि अपेक्ष्य एतानि अपि इति उच्यते. So api shabdasya artha, the meaning of api shabda, the significance of api shabda is being told. सासंगस्य फलार्थिनः बंधहेतवः एतानि कर्माणि. These karmas, yajna, dana and tapas, if a person does them with the sangha as well as phalartha, with the attachment to the karma as well as seeking the result, sasangasya, one who has sa asanga, one who has asanga is called sasanga. आसंगेन सह वर्तते इति सासंगः, सह बहुव्रीहि, means one who is attached to the karma, the action. This is my action, I am doing this action, etc. And phalarthina, he is a phalarthi, he seeks the result of the karma. Bandha hetavaha, even these karmas, yajna etc., are bandha hetavaha, they cause bondage for a sasanga and phalarthi. Etani api karmani. So that kind of yajna, dana, tapas also, even though they are bandha hetavaha. So api implies even though they cause bondage for a sasanga and phalarthi. Mumukshoha kartavyani, even then they should be performed by a mumukshu. Iti api shabdasya artha, this is the significance of api shabda. Natu anyani karmani apekshya, but not, api does not mean some other karma. Anyani karmani apekshya, with the reference to some other karma, some karma other than the previously stated yajna etc. Etani api iti na uchyate, is not mentioned by etani api. So Bhashyakara has already negated the other interpretation, the Purvapakshi's interpretation. Now he is disclosing Purvapakshi's interpretation. What do other people say? He is disclosing that interpretation. Anye varnayanti nityanam karmanam phalabhavat sangam tyaktva phalani cha iti na upapadyate. Etani api iti yani kamyani karmani nityebhyah anyani etani api kartavyani kimuta yajna dana tapansi nityani iti Anye varnayanti. Some other people explain this shloka. According to them, etani refers to kamya karma, whereas the previously stated yajnadana tapah karma, they are nitya karma, whereas here etani refers to kamya karma, according to Purva Pakshi. So anye varnayanti, some other people explain. In their explanation, etani refers to kamya karma. Why they take etani as kamya karma? Why etani also cannot be taken as nitya karma? Then the Purva Pakshi says, if you look into the shloka, sangam tyaktva phalani cha, phalani tyaktva, one should perform these karmas giving up the result. This is stated. According to Purva Pakshi, the nitya karma and naimittika karma do not have any phala. Nitya karma and naimittika karma do not have any phala. If there is no phala, how can one give up the phala? When there is no phala at itself, giving up the phala is not possible. Therefore, if we take etani as a nitya karma, phalam tyaktva will become redundant. Therefore, etani should refer to kamya karma. That is why Purva Pakshi takes etani as kamya karma. He explains, nityanam karmanam phalabhavat. Since nitya karma does not have any phala, this is according to Purva Pakshi. We are going to negate this. Nityanam karmanam phalabhavat. Since nitya karma does not have any phala, therefore, if you take etani as nitya karma, sangam tyaktva phalani cha iti na upapadyate. Sangam tyaktva phalani cha, this part of the statement does not fit. Therefore, etani api iti, what should be understood from the word etani api? Yani kamyani karmani. We should take etani as referring to kamya karma. Nityebhyaha anyani. So api indicates that it is nityebhyaha anyani, different from nitya. Etanyapi kartavyani. Even those karmas should be done. Even the kamya karma should be done. If even kamya karma should be done, then definitely nitya naimittika karma has to be done. Purva Pakshi interprets it as kaimutika nyaya. Kaimutika nyaya. The tu, there is a tu, etani api tu. So tu indicates that it is a kaimutika nyaya. If even kamya karma one should perform, then there is no question of giving up nitya naimittika karma. So kimuta. Then what about yajnadana tapamsi nityani iti? The nitya karmas which are yajnadana and tapas, they should be performed. It need not be stated separately. Because if even kamya karma has to be performed, definitely nitya naimittika kamya karma, nitya naimittika karma, yajna, etc. has to be performed. Iti, this is Purvapakshi's interpretation. Then Siddhanti says, let us read, Tad asat nityanam api karmanam फलवत्वस्य उपपादितत्वात् यज्ञोदानं तपश्चैव पावनानि इत्यादि वचनेन Siddhanti says tat asat, the Purvapakshi's interpretation is incorrect. Asat, it is incorrect. Why it is incorrect? Because the basis for taking etani as kamya karma, according to Purvapakshi, is that nitya karmas do not have phala. But nitya karmas do not have phala. This argument is not correct, because even nitya karmas have phala. Any karma which is enjoined by the Shastra has its own phala. See, tad asat, it is not correct, because nityanam api karmanam phalavattvasya upapaditatvat. We have already established that even the nitya karmas do have phala. Nityanam api karmanam phalavattvasya, the phalavatva, phalam asya asti iti phalavan. Sorry, phalavat, karma is neuter. Phalam asya asti iti phalavat, matu pratyaya. Tasya bhavaha phalavatvam. So nityanam api karmanam phalavattvasya, the phalavatva of nitya karma also, upapaditatvat, it has been already established earlier, long back in the Bhashya itself. And also in Bhagavad Gita, we find the evidence. Yajñodanam tapaschaiva pavanani ityadi vachanena. Yajñodanam tapaschaiva pavanani. So, even this statement shows that nitya karma has phala. Yajna, dana, tapas, these nitya karmas have phala because they purify. If they don't have phala, how can they have a purifying effect? The very fact that they have a purifying effect indicates that they have a phala. Ityadi vachanena upapaditatvat. Such words, such statements establish that even nitya karma have phala. Nityani api कर्माणि बन्धहेतुत्व शंकया जिहासोः मुमुक्षोः कुतः काम्येषु प्रसंगः. So, one reason why Purvapakshi's interpretation is not correct is because Nitya karmas do not have phala. This argument is not correct. Another reason, a mumukshu cannot be asked to do kamya karma. Why? Because kamya karmas are binding in nature. Any kamya karma will produce a punya which will lead to bondage. It may take to Swarga or it may take to America. Somehow it will bind. So, when see a mumukshu tries to avoid anything that causes bondage, because mumukshu does not want samsara, he wants to be free from samsara. So he will try to give up anything that causes samsara. Such people, how can they be asked to do kamya karma, which is a definite way to samsara? Therefore, a mumukshu should perform kamya karma. This statement does not find any justification. See, nityani api karmani bandhahetutva shankaya jihasoha mumukshoh. A mumukshu, even nitya karmas, he wants to give up. Nityani api karmani, even the nitya karmas, bandhahetutva shankaya, on account of the fear that it will cause bondage. Jihaso, he wants to give up. For that kind of mumukshu, kutaha kamyeshu prasangaha, how can he be asked to do kamya karma? How can he engage himself in kamya karma? So kamya karma is absolutely irrelevant for a mumukshu. So kamya karma leads to bondage. This is being established by Bhashyakara, quoting from Bhagavad Gita itself. दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म इति च निन्दितत्वात् यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र इति च काम्यकर्मणां बन्धहेतुत्वस्य निश्चितत्वात् दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म इति च निन्दितत्वात्. The kamya karma is nindita. It is criticized by Bhagavan. Durena hyavaram karma buddhiyoga dhananjaya. Buddhau sharanamunvichha kripanah phalahetavaha. In this shloka, the kamya karma is criticized. Kamya karma is very inferior type of karma. Iti ninditatvat. And yajnarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha iti cha kamya karmanam bandhahetuttvasya nishchitatvat. In this statement, The Kamya karma leads to bandha, leads to samsara. This has been ascertained. Therefore, a mumukshu cannot have Kamya karma. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Traividyamam Somapaha Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti Iti cha. Even these statements are stating that the Kamya karma leads to bondage. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. Vedaha refers to the Kamya karma. Here Vedaha refers to the Kamya karma which is revealed by the Veda. Traigunya Vishayaha. They are in the domain of Traigunya. Traigunya means samsara. Means their results are samsara only. They cannot give moksha. Traividyamam somapaha kshine punye martyalokam vishanti iti cha. So Traividyamam somapah putapapaha यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम् अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान् ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालं क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयीधर्ममनुप्रपन्ना गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते. In these shlokas also the Kamya karma, the result of the Kamya karma is mentioned as samsara. Iti cha. So in these statements, many statements of Gita, already 3 statements are quoted. In these 3 statements, the Kamya karma is a samsara karana. This has been clearly stated. Since Kamya karma is samsara karana, a mumukshu cannot be asked to do Kamya karma. Therefore, etani api cannot refer to Kamya karma. Therefore, Purvapakshi's interpretation is not correct. And also one more reason is being told why etani cannot refer to Kamya karma. Duravyavahitatvacha न काम्येषु एतानि अपि इति व्यपदेशः. दूरव्यवहितत्वाच्च. So etani, the sarvanama etani refers to what is told before. Etani should refer to what is told before. Now what is told before? Yajnadana tapah karma. What is told nearby is Yajnadana tapah karma, which refers to Nitya karma. Whereas Kamya karma is stated where? Where is Kamya karma stated? Kamya karma is stated in Shloka 2. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam. In Shloka 2, Kamya karma is mentioned. Whereas in Shloka 5, Nitya karma is mentioned. Among these two, which one will etani refer to? Purvapakshi says etani refers to Kamya karma. If etani refers to Kamya karma should have been stated before, because a sarvanama, a pronoun, has to refer to something which has been already stated before. Otherwise, just with the pronoun, you cannot take a meaning. So call him. If I say call him, whom will you call? Who is the he? You cannot supply a meaning independently. If I have told about somebody, Mr. Devadatta, Mr. Devadatta is there, then I can say call him. Then you will understand. I am talking about Devadatta. The him refers to Devadatta. In the same manner, etani, if it is referring to Kamya Karma, the Kamya Karma should have been stated before somewhere. Where is it told? Purvapakshi says it is told in Shloka 2, Kamyanam Karmana. So that is referred to by etani. That is how we can take etani to mean Kamya Karma. But Siddhanti says that is not possible. Etani cannot refer to what is told much before, skipping three shlokas, when very immediately before Yajnodanam Tapaschaiva, the Nitya Karma has been stated. Etani should naturally refer to Yajnadana Tapah Karma. Leaving Yajnadana Tapah Karma, skipping Yajnadana Tapah Karma, etani should refer to Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam, which is told in Shloka 2. This is not a correct argument. This is one more reason why Kamya Karma cannot be taken by eta. See, Duravyavahitatvacha na Kamyeshu etanyapi iti vyapadesha. The etani api, this vyapadesha, this reference cannot be towards Kamya Karma. Why? Because Kamya Karmas are Duravyavahita. There is an intervention, a long intervention of three shlokas, three, four, sorry, not even three shlokas, 3.5 shlokas, because it is told in the first line of shloka 2. See, after that, after Kamyanam Karmanam Nyasam, what all things are told? Sarva Karma Phalatyaga is told. Then so many other things. And then Shloka 6 Etani is told. Therefore, there is a long gap. Therefore, etani cannot refer to Kamya Karma. Therefore, Purvapakshi's interpretation is not correct. This shloka is not asking a mumukshu to do Kamya Karma. Instead, it is asking a mumukshu to do Nitya Karma and Naimittika Karma. Shloka 7. नियतस्य तु संन्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः. Now, see, so already Bhagavan has presented his nishchaya, his conclusion regarding the tyaga. What kind of tyaga is correct for a mumukshu who is not ready for Atmajnana yet? So he should not give up all the karmas. He should give up only kamya karma. He should perform the nitya karma and naimityika karma without expectation of result. So phalatyaga is told so far. Now, in order to glorify his nishchaya, in order to glorify performing the nitya naimittika karma and phalatyaga, Bhagavan is classifying the tyaga into three. He is talking about three types of tyaga, which has been already mentioned earlier. Tyago hi purushavyaghra trividhas samprakirtitaha. There are three types of tyagas. This has been already mentioned. So, what are the three types of tyaga? Shloka 7 is talking about tamasa tyaga. See, here the order is different. Earlier we were seeing sattva, rajas and tamas. Whereas here it is tamas, rajas and sattva. The order is different. When we saw yajna, dana, etc. in previous adhyaya, sattva was mentioned first. Sattvika, ahara, yajna, dana, etc. were mentioned first. Whereas here it starts with the tamasa. So, नियतस्य कर्मणः संन्यासः तु न उपपद्यते. नियतस्य तु, नियतस्य means nityasya, the nitya karma. You can include naimittika karma also. Nitya karma and naimittika karma. Sannyasah, karmanah sannyasah. Niyatasya tu karmanah sannyasah. Tu indicates the exclusion of kamya. Tu indicates the exclusion of kamya. Unlike the kamya karma, giving up of kamya karma is proper. But niyatasya karmanah sannyasah, giving up of the nitya karma, giving up of the obligatory karmas, na upapadyate, is not proper. Mohat tasya parityagah tamasah parikirtitah. Mohat, on account of moha, on account of delusion. Tasya parityagah, giving up of the nitya karma. Tamasah parikirtitah is stated as tamasa. It is a tamasatyaga. Bhashya tasmat ajnasya adhikritasya mumukshoho niyatasya tu nityasya sannyasah परित्यागः कर्मणः न उपपद्यते अज्ञस्य पावनत्वस्य इष्टत्वात् मोहात् अज्ञानात् तस्य नियतस्य परित्यागः नियतञ्च अवश्यं कर्तव्यं त्यज्यते च इति विप्रतिषिद्धम् अतः मोहनिमित्तः परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः मोहश्च तमः इति तस्मात् therefore since the nitya karma they are pavanad, they purify, therefore ajnasya adhikritasya mumuksho, for a mumukshu who is ajna, who is ajnani, and he is entitled to do karma, karmani adhikritasya niyatasya tu, niyatasya is equal to nityasya, nitya karma. So here nitya karma includes all the obligatory karmas, nitya, naimittika, and we can include prayashchitta also. Nitya, naimittika, prayashchitta. Sannyasah, parityagaha, giving up, karmanaha na upapadyate, it is not proper. Why? Ajnasya pavanattvasya ishtatvat, because ajnani should have pavana, the purifying means. Ajnani should have a means to purify himself. Ajnasya, for an ajnani, niyatasya karmanaha pavanattvasya ishtatvat. The niyata karma, it is pavana, it is purifying, therefore it is desirable for an ajnani. Therefore, an ajnani should not give up nitya karma. If he gives up nitya karma, he will not have a way to purify himself. Mohat means ajnanat, on account of ignorance. Here ignorance refers to delusion, confusion, misconception. Tasya means niyatasya, parityagaha, the parityaga of the niyata karma. How it is moha, how it is on account of moha. Bhashyakara explains. Niyatancha avashyam kartavyam tyajyate cha iti vipratishiddham. Niyata karma, the very idea of niyata karma is avashyam kartavyam. It should be performed. It should be mandatorily performed. Avashyam kartavyam. And it is tyajyate. It is given up. Iti vipratishiddham. This is contradictory. So giving up of the niyata karma is contradictory. because the very idea of niyata karma is that it should be performed mandatory, obligatory. So it has to be performed. Therefore, if somebody thinks it should not be performed, if somebody thinks it should be given up, his understanding is contrary to, is opposed to the injunctions of the Shastra. It is Vipratishidha. It is contradictory. His understanding is in contradiction with the Shastra. This is the moha. This is the delusion. Delusion is an understanding which is in contradiction with the understanding of the Shastra. Ataha, therefore, mohanimittaha parityagaha, the parityaga on account of such moha, such delusion, tamasaha parikirtitaha, it is mentioned as tamasa. So how it is tamasa? Mohascha tamaha iti, because moha, delusion, misconception is an effect of tamoguna. That is why if somebody gives up on account of delusion, that kind of tyaga can be called tamasa tyaga. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.